Welcome back to the shop, lads. Today we have Bosch impact driver. This one's had a fair bit of use. Just well banged up. Running and working. No badge on her. Spindle. That's all slack, so that's done a good bit of use to wear that steel bush out. Can't do anything about that. To fix that, you have to replace the whole gearbox. It's about 80 or 90 quid. Not worth it. It's running, it's working, and it's impacting. But won't stay on. So it can still be used, still functioning, but it's no good if it doesn't hold the bit. So how do you get this off to fix the bit holder? On the front, there's no C-clip, no nothing. No way of taking anything off to release this red ring. What you have to do is work from the back. Get your rubber cover off first. And on here, there's a spring. Get the spring off. And it'll allow you to take off the plastic cover. It gives you a little bit of access. This isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. Very awkward. Put in behind there. There's a little spring. Down underneath this lip holds a wee spring. Take the spring off. You can take this off. Taking it off isn't too bad, it's getting it back on again. That's the trouble. So this here has actually been held onto this ring. The actual clip then for this spring is held onto that. Now what happens is this wee pin eventually starts to wear. And it wears this housing as well. So whenever it's actually clicked on, it's not putting enough pressure on the bit to hold it in place. So as you can kind of see there, it has a wee flat bottom now. That side's not as bad, but it's a wear here in the flat bottom which causes the bit to not lock in. There's one on the top, one on the bottom. Of course, one on the bottom's falling out on me. To replace them. So to fix it, you buy yourself a little repair kit. Google that number, they'll get plenty of suppliers looking to sell it to you. Inside, new plastic ring and 4 steel balls. Try not to lose them. Now, when refitting these, obviously trying to balance 2 steel balls and those 2 holes with them not falling out, whilst trying to fit that plastic ring again and the spring without everything falling out is going to be difficult, but let alone trying to fit 4 steel balls and 2 holes is going to be a hell of a lot more difficult. So stop them dropping out constantly. Get some heavy grease. Put a wee squirt on. And then use the heavy grease to hold the steel balls in place. Put that on. Then another wee bit more. Now for the difficult bit. You have to fit the spring inside this plastic housing in here whilst having it on this here steel ring here. So there's the clearance you have. This is the awkward bit, like I say. What you want to do, get a small flat both sides, slowly work it away, work it up till it starts to engage. There we go. So we're trying to start at the top and literally push on the top, hold this side, slide the next side down, hold that on, and slide the next one down, hold that, give it a wee press. I guarantee you it'll take you a few turns to get that to work out. It should be her. Much better. Holding tight again, and just put all your covers and your spring back on again. Then your rubber sleeve. That's it. One Bosch impactor, holding the butt again. Next on for repair, Bosch drill. This is the GSB 18V/55. Problem is, gearbox. Smashed it in half. Don't know how he managed that one, but he actually has broken the plastic insert inside. So that is trash. Can't fix the gearbox, can't buy the parts for it. Drill itself. Still works fine. The motor, brushless motor in these things. There, a lighter version of Bosch drill. It's only a wee small brushless version, but very nice, light, compact wee drill. Decent power out of them as well. Not great when you break the gearbox though. Replace the gearbox, you're talking about 80 quid. Not sure if it's worth it for this year. Motor's still good, but you can buy this for about 150. You're into about the halfway mark to fix the gearbox. Other option, use a donor. So this one is destroyed. This is dead. Controller's gone on it. Wasn't worth fixing at all. So we'll use the gearbox from this to fix this. Now, most brands are actually moving away from repairing gearboxes and supplying parts for them, which is a shame, because you do require certain little pieces to get them fixed. Sometimes they're just not available. Only Hikoki and DeWalt at the minute are actually supplying all the parts for the gearboxes. Bosch sadly aren't. Only good thing about Bosch, they do supply everything else. You can buy your stator separately, the rotor, controller separate, switches separate. Switch is definitely a useful one. It's only a wee light switch, as you can see inside. This is a light duty drill, nothing major or complex about it. Even the PCB hasn't even coated in anything. You wouldn't want to get these things wet. It's amazing whenever you open them, not really much in them at all. Wee tiny switch, small battery retainer down here. Is only a battery retainer. Can't buy that separately either. Big empty space here with loads of wires. That's it. Your controller's all up here that runs your brushless motor. And like I say, no coating or anything on that. But your stator, if it overheats or you burn a segment out, can buy separately. It's not expensive. Just plug it in and it'll work. So to fix her up, we're just going to do a straight swap. If you have one of these and it's not worth fixing, it's always worthwhile keeping them, to be honest. Switch, there's other components in this that you can't salvage if you do buy the same model again. I'll give this a quick clean. Quick and easy to change these gearboxes, nothing at all to them. That's just sitting on there. Chuck's going to be the most difficult thing to replace if you need to. That's all there is to it. Everything just clicks into place. Just make sure the back of the motor is tight, because it's the actual clamshell. Two halves that actually center and hold the motor and bearings in place. So you don't want them slack. That should do the job. That's her. Perfect. One second-hand gearbox and a Bosch drill. Probably not throw that out, just in case I need this plastic housing back here, in case one ever strips out the gear. Next up we have a Mega Mixer mixing drill. This looks like an Eibenstock, going by the green, but it could be a Refina as well. Spins. There we go. These are the problems, easy to find. Change lever's gone. Common enough problem, it's only a plastic lever. The screw can come loose, or they can get a bang, break off the switch. Switch falls off. Change lever then gets thrown up inside the machine. Doesn't really damage the machine, but you can't change speeds. And eventually it drops down and goes in between the speeds. Motor's running. The soft start is working. That's the two main things. Next up, get under it. thing about mixing drills, they're never clean. Every screw needs to be dug out. Good job you use the proper wee-haw screwdrivers. Only thing that seems to stand this kind of abuse. And just because it's on here. Also make sure the motor's clear enough. Yeah, that's why. Dirt and dust get up onto the motor, start to build up. It's just good to give that a wee clean out so it doesn't build up too much. If that ever gets damp, then it'll all just turn to cement and stick everything together. Gasket on here, don't want to bust it. Trying to keep that intact. Not essential, but just in case, stops any grease leaking out. Now, this is our problem. Okay, so this is your change lever. That's the boy that goes up and down. The actual switch button is connected onto. Switch is screwed onto this hole here. That needs to engage this gear here. Now, clean these two. Make them easier to work with. To reattach these, it's now quite simple. Keyway on the shaft gets into this. This goes onto the bore. Slide the two of them together. And they just drop down. And once they're on, that bar just slides up and down. Go between two different gears on this jack shaft. Then it's just a matter of lining this up to the bearing, giving it a wee tap home. Just make sure you are actually home. Just give it a little tap just to ensure it's fully down. Now, as for marrying these two up, steel pin here locates to this hole here, so you can't put this together wrong. Your change lever, get yourself your repair kit. That's your number there. It just comes with everything you need. Change lever, spring, a washer, and your screw assembly. Your screw through, your spring on. Drops down on there. Tighten up your screw. down, slide her up. Push down, slide it down. That's it. The spring is for lifting up the lever. Once she's up, she locks in position. When you push her down, she can slide. Very simple fix. And as soon as we're at it, we'll just change that bearing. What do we got? 6,000. That'll do. One new rubber seal bearing as well. Make sure this rubber is sitting correctly before you assemble it. Do not want this tweaking over to one side as you're putting it on. A wee bit of grease around the outside to help it locate home. And the actual change button points towards the switch. That bit of grease really helps let that slide home nice and gently. Because these screws generally get filled with actual cement, give them a clean all the wire brush and really poke the bristles into the head of the screw. So if you're the one working on this the next time, if you don't clean them out, you may not get them out. And that should be her. She's a Refina Mega Mixer MM30/2. Up and running again. A new change lever and a new bearing up on the armature. That's another one ready. Getting through them rightly here now today.